So I can't surf right now for like a month, and I thought, why not make a little video to show you guys my quiver. Just pretty bored right now, and I got a lot of cool boards. Stick around, get it started. Alright guys, so the first board in my quiver is a Dennis Pang twin fin. So this board, it's yellow, and it's basically a short board with very pulled in nose and a swallowtail. So this could easily be a thruster, normal short board. But the only thing is it's a Twinny, and it's a bit wider than maybe you'd order in this size. So it's 4'9" by 18 inches wide and 2 1/8 in the center, but it's got very tapered performance rails, which makes it probably my most performance-y board. And it's just a great little board for decent waves. I can ride it in really bad, small, windy waves, which is what I ride it in the majority of the time. But it's really meant for good waves. It excels when it's maybe 2 foot Hawaiian, so chest to overhead, cleaner, steeper waves. I've gotten little head dips on it and done a lot of little turns and stuff, and it goes great. It's very fast and zippy and kind of electric, just being a Twinny. Just for reference, I'm about 5'0". Yeah, so this is the most shortboardy performance board in the twin fin quiver. Get to the next board. This is probably the board that I ride the most. Also shaped by Mr. Dennis Pang, just a fish. The model is the Malolo, the retro twin fin. And it is what it sounds like. It's got fairly low rocker, pretty low rocker. This board is very big. It is 4'8", so, you know, pretty short, but it's nearly 19 inches wide. I think it's, to be exact, 18 7/8, yeah, and 2 1/8 thick. So, pretty chunky board for me. It's a great board to ride with keel fins, but actually, I prefer it with these upright twin fins. So these are the S-double Stussy twin fins. So these are great. I actually prefer them in this board. I pretty much ride these fins for all of my boards, unless I'm going finless, and they work great. Recently shaped a couple boards. This is the first one. We shaped it right here, actually, on the skate ramp behind you, and it was a challenge, but it got done. So here it is, the 4'5". This board is the shortest board I own. It was supposed to be normal little mini fish, kind of a scaled down version of the Dennis Pang fish, but I ended up leaving this big chopped tail, just a big square tail, because I thought it looked kind of cool. It's actually been the big point of difference with this board. Just makes it really easy to ride this board and maneuver it in tiny waves. So that's really what it goes good in. It's got a lot of edge, which wasn't really intentional, but I didn't know how to make real rails. So I think it you can push off of it and get a lot of speed from that. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. I don't know if you can see it, but the deck is really angled, and it kind of gets scooped out here unintentionally. So, kind of weird board, very weird board, but it's really good. when the waves are small. On to the last board of the Quiver. It's the second Handshape. I handshaped this one all by myself, and we actually had a room to shape it in. And it came out really wonky. Just looking at it for the first time, you probably notice the nose. It basically goes from a straight rail to like a weird triangle. Yeah, that wasn't intentional, but that happened. And the tail is really asymmetrical. So the aim of this board was just to be more performance-y, more high performance than the original Handshape. So I was like, I'm gonna pull the nose in, pull the tail in a little bit, and just make the whole board like an inch narrower. And it got really narrow, a bit too narrow. But just talking about overall kind of the foil of the board, how it goes from thick to thin. It came out alright. The rails are almost worse than the 4-5 because of how round they are. There's almost no edge. And then coming to the back third of the board, there's all edge, too much edge. And that doesn't really work. It's 4 7.5, I believe, by, I'm not sure the thickness, but I'd guess around 2 1/8 to 2 3/8 at the most, by, I don't know, 18 inches wide-ish. Really wonky board, but overall, fun to make. Probably more fun to make than to try. But yeah, that's the board. That's the end of the Quiver. That's all the boards. All twin fins. That's it.